Welcome back to Roosevelt Live. Today's topic that we're going to touch on is Shaquille O'Neal. Apparently there's something going on again. You know, in the news in the last, say, almost 10, 11 months, we're hearing a lot of things about people and alleged affairs and this and that and the other. And, you know, obviously they had the Tiger Woods thing that seemed to went on forever. And then you had the Jesse James thing that showed up. And I think someone said something recently about Ashton Kutcher maybe having some type of issue with someone claiming that he had an affair, allegedly. Now you have the Shaquille O'Neal thing going on with a guy that he hired recently, Sean Darling, that he hired to be his IT guy. That unfortunately to him, he didn't background check this individual like he should have. He has a lot of money on the line, a big reputation to protect, and this guy happened to be an ex-con that spent time in federal prison for doing other things that are unbecoming to people. So now whether or not his being an ex-con has anything to do with what he accusing Shaquille of, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He's obviously saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that Shaquille is trying to had invaded. He says he invaded his privacy by, he claims Shaquille allegedly tried to tap into his computer. Well, he tried to add children pornography onto his computer. He claimed that Shaquille O'Neal is using his status with the police department to try and silence him. He's claiming that Shaquille tried to tap or break into his cell phone and get his all kinds of stuff. He's alleging a whole bunch of things, and he's saying that he was instructed by Shaquille O'Neal to retrieve. He said he was originally hired to retrieve data that went out to one Miss Vanessa, I believe, Lopez. Who she is, I don't know. But this is what the guy's saying. That guy, Mr. Darling, is saying that he was hired by Mr. O'Neal to retrieve this data that had been stuff that had been sent out to her to try to make sure that he wasn't found out by at this time. Now it would be his ex-wife. I guess at the time he was allegedly was married. But these are claims that Darling is making, not I myself. He's saying also that Shaquille had several women out there that he was dealing with, and that he has the data to prove it, that he has the emails and the pictures and the texts or whatever he says. He has a lot of information. But according to the story, those accounts are not in Shaquille O'Neal's name. They're in his name. But he's saying, well, his lawyer is saying, well, they're in his name because Mr. O'Neal asked him to put it in his name, so therefore it wouldn't be traced back to him. Go figure. That's a bunch of who shot John stuff. Actually, you don't know who's telling the truth about what. According to Mr. O'Neal's lawyer, he's saying that the guy tried to blackmail him by asking him for $12 million, and if he didn't give him $12 million, he was going to, I guess, present all this information that was supposed to be to hurt his career, etc., etc. What's true? I don't know. I'm sure this is just beginning, tip of the iceberg. It's probably gonna blow up. I don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying, but we're gonna find out because right now it's making its rounds. I do know one thing: if there is any women out there, and I don't know if there is or isn't, but if they are out there, I'm sure they saw what happened in the Tiger Woods thing. I'm sure they saw the monies that some of these people received from going out there and talking and getting reality shows and getting book deals and and just doing a rounds on the talk show circuit. And so if it is somebody out there, then we'll know about it because it's going to get out of control. And if it isn't anybody out there, then somebody needs to be punished for trying to ruin somebody's reputation. Because over the years, I don't know these people personally. I don't know Shaquille O'Neal personally. Obviously, I don't have any clue about him and his personal life. Only what we see on TV, and I think that's a mistake we make as people that like to see athletes and celebrities. We try to make like we know them personally. Then when things don't go right, we start criticizing them like they've done something personally to us when they never knew us personally in the first place. I mean, hey, after all, these things happen every day. Be it right or wrong, they happen every day. Somebody's out there doing something. It always takes two to tango. So when you pointing at somebody, you got to point. You just make sure the fingers point back at the other person too, because it's gonna take two people to do something wrong if it comes to someone having extra relationships outside of whatever relationship they may have. So it's not just a male problem. It's a male and a female problem if it's true. So we want people to start pointing fingers at all these guys. But remember, these guys got something in common. Women are on the other end of whatever it is that they claim is going on. So we want to remember that. The guilty is both. And then someone have somebody say, well, nobody knew, or, you know, they didn't know Tiger was married, all this crazy stuff. Of course they did. Who wouldn't know that? You have to be blind, deaf, and dumb not to have this information for the most popular athlete at the time in the world. It's just nonsense. So people are going to do something they got no business, they at least should fess up and not start claiming that they didn't know something to try to make themselves smell like a rose, you know, and look like a cherry or whatever, you know, what's going on. But in the Shaquille thing, I don't know much about it right now. It's just getting started. It might fizz out as fast as it picked up, but right now it's making its rounds on every news station and every newspaper, all over the internet. It's everywhere. So, not my doing. I didn't bring it up. I don't know. He seemed like a nice guy, but of course, again, like I said, we only seeing what we see. And that don't make he's a bad guy. If he was doing something, don't make him a bad guy. I mean, he made bad choices. But he definitely needs to look in who you're hiring. Because hiring an ex-con and not knowing is unexcusable. Because too much money that he has that he did not go out and hire an actual investigative firm that would be at his disposal. After all, I'm sure he has workers, not just in the IT field, but he has probably workers in his home, and I assume he has some other businesses that he has some connection to or actually out now own. He has kids, obviously, so, you know, to make sure the right people around your children and things of that nature is an obligation for him and his either now wife, ex-wife, or past wife, or future wife. At least whoever's the mother of the children, if the both of them are together, make sure that their children are being sorted, taken care of in the right manner, and not have there's a bunch of opportunities in the world. People are always seeking an opportunity to make money off of you because they weren't able to make money themselves. I mean, that's what it is. I don't know what happened in this case, but what I do know, if someone did threaten to sue him for $12 million, then obviously this person was an opportunist, and he saw an opportunity to get into Shaquille O'Neal and tried to blackmail him, which is against the law, tried to blackmail him into paying him to keep quiet, so to speak. I don't know what's going on with this case. It sounds crazy. There's a lot of he say, they say stuff. I know, according to the articles that I've run across, that Shaquille's lawyer says he's going to file a motion to have the thing dismissed or thrown out or whatever, but of course that's what he's supposed to say. I can't see a case like that actually going to trial, but it might, because if someone is defaming your name, then you'll be a fool not to defend yourself. And if someone is trying to bring you down, then you have every right and should to vigorously make sure that that doesn't happen without a serious fight on someone's hands. So people can make sure they can't just do this kind of stuff to anybody if, in fact, some of this stuff isn't true. And if it is true, well, it's something that he would have to deal with, and that's what he got publicists for, that's what he got lawyers for, that's what he got other people for, to try and take care of whatever problem. If he put himself in a position he shouldn't be in, then he should have been watching TV, because this is ongoing. It's actually ongoing with so many different people. So I don't know what the fallout is, but I'm sure we're going to be coming back to this story maybe again and again and again, because as TMZ get involved and all these other tabloids and Radar Online and all this stuff start getting involved, they're going to chase down any inkling of information that might be out there. You know, how's that going to affect him with the Boston Celtics this year? I mean, the season ain't here yet, but it will be at some point. And how's it going to affect his play? How Boston going to look at the issue? Is it a non-issue? I don't know. I think we're kind of tapped out with all this so-called stuff going on with all these different people and all these different things happening. It's just so much media now. So much stuff is going. Every day you turn around, somebody's in the news for something crazy going on. Your life is being played out on Twitter. Your life is being played out on Facebook, and it's just no privacy anymore. I don't. I'm glad I'm not famous, because I probably spend all my money suing everybody. Because I think every time somebody says something that wasn't true, I would be suing them. I would be trying to torture them for trying to torture me. And I probably waste millions of dollars suing every Tom, Dick, and James that open their mouth. And that wouldn't be good for me. I'd be throwing away money. But that's just my opinion. I mean, again, this might be another non-issue. It might be something that people have said, look, we did the Tiger Woods thing from November to what? At least 6-7 months of Tiger Woods, every day. I got sick myself of hearing about it. You know, then right on the heels of that, that Jesse James thing came about, and Sandra had just won her award, and everybody, you know, poor Sandra, and Jesse's this, and he's that, and da-da-dee-da-da, and I don't know Jesse James. I don't know nothing about the man. But it wasn't as popular as the Tiger Woods story, but it was out there for a while. And then, of course, you had the Mel Gibson thing, even though it wasn't a matter of somebody cheating on somebody, but then the Mel Gibson thing came up, and that thing told the news. Every day was a new something being released out there, and it got kind of crazy. It's finally starting to die down. So this has been a year of, or dating back to November 2009 when the Tiger thing started, to the present moment. I mean, we're in mid-September now, and I tell you, it's been a celebrity or athlete story. It's been going on forever and ever. And these people, if we stop getting personal with athletes and thinking that they are our friends when they don't know us, that's why we won't be having crazy reports like I saw today that, you know, LeBron James allegedly is the sixth most hated athlete in America. That's nonsense. What does he hate?